Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Zablocki. I am a life and weight loss coach and forensic pathologist who has recently transitioned from death into life coaching. And I work with individuals who want to lose weight, feel great, and live their best lives ever. So recently I sent an email to my list. And in this email, I referenced this recent article out of the U.S. News and World Report that's titled, "The U.S. Obesity Rate Now Tops 40%." And obesity is defined as a BMI greater than 30. So, in this article, it actually says that we have moved away from the federal government's public health goal that was set in 2020. The Healthy People 2020 goal for obesity was 30.5%. And does this indicate a general trend in which we as a society are not honoring our goals? Like, we're making goals with the intention that we're not going to meet them. I mean, we've moved so far away from that goal of 30.5%. And unfortunately, I've been talking a lot about Black burnout. In African Americans, the obesity rate is 49.6%. So even higher. And it just brought to mind this whole idea about goal setting. And I referenced in this email the Napoleon Hill book from 1937, Think and Grow Rich. And in Think and Grow Rich, the author wrote that the number one principle to success is having definiteness of purpose. So we have to have that goal. And I even like the idea of embodying that goal even before we've reached it, to already start living and believing that we are already there. How would we carry ourselves? What would we be thinking about? What would we be eating and why? One of the coaches in my coach training group talked about this actress. There was an actress, and she would change her perfume for her different roles, her movie roles that she would have. That all helped her to embody that character and get into having the personality, the appearance, and even the smell, what that character would smell like. And I thought that was a great example. Sometimes I've talked about even pieces of jewelry that really evoke an emotion. And that's the next part of this success principles, definiteness of purpose. Number 2 is having a burning desire. What if your desire is so strong that that's what gives you that energy to keep on going, to keep on taking those actions no matter what until you reach that goal? I remember when I lost 30 pounds, I decided, in the beginning, I was going to do everything that the coach said, because I didn't know if I would make it, but I knew that I decided and I was going to take the actions that were required. And and that burning desire, and then putting a plan into action. That's what we do with coaching. But one thing I want to say, if you are struggling with obesity, then one thing I want to bring out is sleep. And I referenced Dr. Fung's book, The Obesity Code, and he actually talks about sleep. And one of the things here which I wrote down, he says, sleep deprivation or a lack of quality sleep is a significant stressor to the body. Lack of sleep raises cortisol, and cortisol causes a rise in glucose and insulin. Now, in the short term, yes, that's that fight-flight response. We want to mobilize our glucose stores. We want our muscles to have the energy that they need to run away from maybe a dog's chasing you or something. But when it's chronic stress, chronic, then you get the chronic elevations in glucose, and then that leads to prediabetes and diabetes and insulin elevation and insulin resistance. And we know that when the insulin is high, our body cannot burn fat. So it makes it doubly hard to lose weight when your insulin is elevated, and your insulin is elevated when you're not sleeping well. And I want to just showcase how significantly damaging a lack of sleep can be. And in this book here, The Original Prescription, there was a study, and I just want to read that here. A recent research has clearly shown that poor sleep patterns, especially short sleep duration, play a significant role in modern obesity pandemic. And what's even more disturbing, he says, is recent data suggests that individuals taking sleeping pills are up to 3 times more likely to die early than those who have never used these medications. This means early death is in some manner attributed to sleep disorders, sleeping pills, or another root cause of sleep disturbances. Likely all 3 contribute a portion of the risk. So if you are not sleeping, you're putting a chronic stress on your body, and if you're overweight, you're making it much more difficult to lose weight. So if sleep is a significant factor for you, you may need medical treatment. So definitely go and talk to your doctor about this. But if it's a matter of sleep hygiene, deciding you are going to go to sleep at a certain time and sticking to that decision, then that is something that we can talk about. As a coach, that's one thing that we really work on, is helping people to make decisions and stick to them. This Saturday, I'm going to be at the Zablocki Library from 1 to 4 p.m. The Zablocki Library address is 3501 West Oklahoma Avenue, and I will be talking about success, reaching goals and having success. And the title of my talk is 7 Simple Steps to Success. So that's at the Zablocki Library this Saturday from 1 to 4 p.m. I would love to see you there, where we can continue that discussion. And if you can't make it then and you want to reach out to me, I'm available on Facebook and LinkedIn. And my website is www.zeldaokia.com. I look forward to talking with you. Thanks for watching my video. Bye-bye.